Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for something content. Today is a Premier League video. Now, back in probably last July, must have been about a year ago now, I predicted the 2019-2020 Premier League table. Now, I've had a mare. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was so far off with some of these teams, as I think a lot of people were. You know, it's been a bit of a roller coaster season, a lot of highs, a lot of lows, loads of teams sort of overachieving and underachieving, but ultimately, let's see how bad I did. Let's react to how bad I did with my Premier League predictions. But before we get into it, do make sure you've hit the subscribe button with the notifications turned on. If you're new to the channel, this is mainly a Southampton fan channel. I'm only filming this on this channel because I did my Premier League predictions on this channel, if that makes sense. I have got a new personal channel. The link is in the description. So if you want to go and check that out, that'd be massively appreciated. Follow us on all of our socials. Right, let's get into this absolute horror show. Right, I'm going to do it alphabetically. There's no point doing it in terms of the table. Starting off with Aston Villa. To be fair, this one isn't too bad. I predicted them to finish 15th. I thought they'd comfortably survive. They finished 17th by a point, so they scraped survival on the final day. But I'm glad to see Villa still in the league. They're a big club. They deserve it. Arsenal, next up. This one is probably one that isn't too bad, but I thought they'd do so much better. They finished 8th, but I predicted them to finish 4th. I thought they'd get Champions League under Unai Emery. Of course, they were so poor at the start of the season. He got sacked. And I think next season under Arteta, they could do bits. But, I mean, it's just been such a below-par season for Arsenal. I was quite far off on that. And I think a lot of people would have been. Next up is Bournemouth. I was way off on this one. I didn't see them getting relegated at all. I predicted them to finish 12th, and they finished 18th. Like I said, didn't see that coming at all. I thought they had a decent enough squad to never be in that sort of worry of relegation, but they kind of changed their philosophy a little bit this season, their playing style, and obviously it's cost them dearly. Next up is Brighton. I put them 19th. I thought Brighton were going to be going down, so apologies to Brighton fans watching. You did finish 15th, so fair play, another season in the Premier League, and to be fair, I think next year you could do well. This next one is just, oh my god, this is the first real calamity. I thought Burnley were going to get relegated. I've predicted them to finish 18th. I remember why as well. I remember thinking their squad, you know, they've got a good squad, but I thought their football sort of expired a little bit. And I just didn't think they would do well at all. And how wrong was I? What a season for Burnley, finishing 10th. Next up is Chelsea. And to be fair, I wasn't too bad with this one. I predicted them to finish 6th. They finished 4th. I didn't think Frank Lampard would get them Champions League in his first season as a Premier League manager, but in fairness, he's done very well with his young players, and they deserve a lot of credit. Yeah, so they got their Champions League spot. Well done to Chelsea. Next up is Crystal Palace. I didn't see them having a good season at all. I predicted them to finish 17th. They finished 14th, but with the form that they finished the season on, they could have well been bottom. You know, they were absolutely dreadful. I think they've picked up 4 points in the entire restart. I think they lost something like 6, 7, or maybe even 8 in a row. Absolutely ridiculous. And something needs to change at Palace, I think, next season. Everton, another one where I did okay. I predicted them to finish 10th. They finished 12th. Not a great season for Everton, in all honesty. Based on their standards, 12th just isn't good enough at all. I guess that poor start at the beginning didn't help, and then the way they finished the season was dreadful, to be honest. They looked like they were on the beach a couple games back. And yeah, they finished really below par, to be honest. Next up is Leicester. I watched the video back and I thought I'd predicted them to finish higher, but I didn't. I predicted them to finish 8th in that video, but I remember thinking that they were going to knock on the door of the top 4. I thought they were such a good team. In the end, they finished 5th. I think they'll be disappointed with that. You know, they were in the top 4 for so long this season. To finish 5th is underwhelming, but you know, European football is a big deal for Leicester, regardless of, you know, the fact that they won the league a couple seasons ago. It's still a massive deal for that football club, so, you know, well done to them. And then next up are the two that I actually got right. Liverpool first, they finished first. Man City second, they finished second. I mean, great seasons for both of them. Then Man United, to be fair, I wasn't too far off of them. I've predicted them to finish 5th. They could have finished 5th come yesterday, but instead they finished 3rd, so they've got their Champions League spot, so well done to Man United. Newcastle, I didn't see them having a good season at all under Steve Bruce. Some people even predicted them to get relegated. I predicted them to finish 16th. They finished 13th, so I wasn't too far off on that one. But I'm not sure what's going to happen with Newcastle next year. Is the takeover going to happen? Are they going to get players in this summer? because at the moment they look like a pretty average Premier League team. Now this one I was pretty bad with actually. I predicted Norwich to finish 14th. I thought they would do pretty well actually in their first season back up. I thought they were going to lay down some foundations to build upon and be an ever-present in the Premier League for the next couple of years, but it hasn't happened for them. You know, they've still got a good squad, it just hasn't clicked, and I do think they'll do well in the Championship next year, to be honest. I think they're going down, but I can see them back in the league within the next 2-3 years, to be honest, if they keep some of their better players. And next up is the worst. I think a lot of people probably had similar predictions to me. Sheffield United, I predicted to finish bottom of the league. They have completely defied my expectations and pretty much everyone's expectations this season. They have finished 9th. You know, at one point they looked like they might even sneak into the Champions League, let alone the Europa League. It hasn't happened for them. What a season for Chris Wilder and his team. Next up is my team, Saints. I predicted us to finish 9th. We finished 11th, so to be fair, in the end I wasn't that far off, but there was a point this season where I was really far off. You know, beginning of the season looked like I'd overestimated us massively, but to be fair, in the end we weren't far off 9th at all, so decent prediction, I think that. Next up is Tottenham. I didn't see them sacking Pochettino. I didn't see them having the poor start that they did. You know, if you told me that Jose Mourinho would end the season as their manager, I would have laughed at you, to be honest, this time last year. I predicted them to finish 3rd, and somehow they've snuck into the top 6, finishing 6th. You know, they've got European football, albeit Europa League, but yeah, I think it's still been a well below par season for Tottenham based on what they've done in the past couple of seasons. I think Mourinho could have done better with the time that he had. Yeah, I'm not impressed with Spurs this season. Another one that I got quite drastically wrong actually. I predicted Watford to finish 13th. They finished 19th. They have gone down to the Championship. I didn't see it at all. They finished 11th last year. We were on the cusp of European football potentially. You know, they were knocking on the door for that 7th spot for quite a while actually. Got to the FA Cup final, but it just hasn't worked out for them this season. I mean, sacking 3 managers in one season is just ridiculous. And I think the ownership needs to have a good long look at themselves, to be honest. Really poor for them, and you know, Watford fans don't deserve that, but at the end of the day they haven't been good enough. Another one that I got drastically wrong, not really my fault, to be honest. I don't think this was overestimating them that much. They have a very good squad. West Ham I predicted to finish 7th. They finished 16th in the end, massively below par this season based on what they can do, what the players that they have, the money that they've spent. It's so poor. And to be honest, I think if they keep David Moyes, I can't see them getting anywhere near 7th next season, to be honest with you, even with the players that they've got. Yeah, not a great time to be a West Ham fan, I think. And then to wrap it up, this one's a bit dodgy as well. I predicted Wolves to finish 11th and they finished 7th. Now that is only because I didn't think that they'd be able to sort of manage Europa League as well as they did. I thought they would go far. That's why I predicted them to finish low in the table. But in fairness to them, they've been able to juggle 4 competitions very well this season. Well, sort of 2 and then the cups here and there. You know, with a thin squad as well. That's something people forget. They've got a very thin squad. So hats off to you Wolves. They're in Europe again if Arsenal don't win the FA Cup. Yeah, they might even get Champions League if they win the Europa League, who knows. But yeah, well done to Wolves this season. But that is it for the video. A few shockers in there, a few decent little predictions I think, but ultimately, yeah, I probably need to up my game for next season when I do my predictions. But thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on. Subscribe to my new personal channel as well. Follow us on all of our socials, and we'll see you very soon for another video.